What's up, y'all? I'm Zeus Martinez from Boleros with Attitude, and this is my connection to Bone Thugs and Harmony.
So my project's name is Boleros with Attitude. And what I do is I recreate these classic hip hop songs and give it a bolero twist. Bolero is a genre that originates from Cuba. It's a Latin folk genre that originates from Cuba. And so being that I grew up in Los Angeles and being that my father taught me how to play requinto and play bolero music, I decided to merge these two worlds together. And about a month and a half ago, I decided to cover Crossroads by Bone Thugs. And for me, that was an easy pick because Bone Thugs are already singing. There's a lot of melody going on in the music, and I thought that'd be great to reproduce that melody on my instrument. And so that's what I do. That's what I do, where we create two different worlds and bring them together. So I grew up, born and raised in Echo Park, and Echo Park has been a huge influence on me. You'll walk down the boulevard and you could listen to a cumbia song bumping out of someone's car, but then you could listen to a Warren G or Bone Thug song coming out of someone else's car, or there might be a backyard boogie, and they're playing all types of different genres. And so for me, Echo Park has really built the person, the artist who I am today. I remember the first time I discovered Bone Thugs and Harmony was when I was around 8 years old or so. I remember in the afternoons, Power 106 would do their like top 5 at 5. And I remember listening to Crossroads. And when I heard Crossroads, it really intrigued my ear. And I think it was mainly the melodies that really pulled me in. One of the things that I always listen to first are melodies. And so, Bone Thugs and Harmony are full of melodies in their music. First thing that I noticed were all the melodies that were intertwined in their music. And I think it was like the first time, it was for me the first time that I heard a rapper sing on a beat, which I thought was really interesting. And it was really dope to me also that it was more than just one rapper, it's different members, and they intertwined their harmonies together. So the first song for sure that I remember listening to was Crossroads on Power 106. And it just caught my attention because of all of the singing that was going on already in the song. It really just gravitated towards me. I think for me, one of the things that I've gotten the most influence from Bone Thugs and Harmony is thinking outside the box, taking a leap, not necessarily doing everything as the structure tells you. And that's something that I take on with my different projects, on trying to infuse two different genres or two different styles into one and making something new. For me, the member that I probably connect with most is Busy Bone. The high falsettos and where he sings, and it just adds this new element to rap music. So I think I've always gravitated toward his voice. My favorite Bone Thugs and Harmony song is Resurrection. For one, the messaging on that, everybody wants to get paper, everybody wants to get paid. And I think that song portrays all of that. And plus, musically speaking, again, all the harmonies and the melodies that are intertwined into that song really finds it interesting to me. I think Bone Thugs has inspired not just me, but a whole generation of artists, again, to think outside the box and to be able to feel free to create different types of art or a different type of genre within what you're already doing. One of my core memories that I have is I remember listening to Power 106 and I was intently listening to when they were going to play Crossroads. I had a Walkman, and my Walkman had a way that you could record what was playing on the radio. So I remember listening real close to Power, and when Crossroads came out, clicking that record button, to make sure that I could then just play it back whenever I wanted to, because that song really just spoke to me. When I think about Bone Thugs and Harmony, I think West Coast, right? Because how they're connected with Eazy-E and Ruthless. And I think, their legacy, what they have left us, is immense. I think they have been the foundation, especially nowadays, a lot of rappers, they rap and they sing. That foundation is rooted with Bone Thugs and Harmony. I think Bone Thugs and Harmony's unique sound will continue to capture any generation. When you hear a Bone Thugs song, it's not like any other rap song, right? It has its own language per se, in the way that these rappers are singing and rapping with one another. And I think that uniqueness is going to propel them to influence this generation and the next generation after that, and then some, and then some. If I could collaborate with Bone Thugs and Harmony, they'll bring the raw hip-hop singing, and what I bring onto the table is an acoustic, more Latin folk sound. And I think it could be a nice sound to see those two worlds come together. You can find me online at Boleros with Attitude. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.